This is weird. I never recorded on YouTube before. Well, straight from the YouTube app. I don't know how long the video can be anyway. I usually have my tripod, but I guess vlogging styling it. I just got done working out not too long ago and was trying to meditate a little bit, but I've been kind of bothered, so I figured I'd make a video right quick. So hopefully this works out, because I've been trying to make videos like all week, but I think the way I was handling the videos wasn't the best, because I was in a very angry state of mind. And there's one thing that I don't really like doing, and it's like talking while I'm angry. And I feel like it's good to rant every now and then, but it's usually not like as extensive as the rants have been. I feel like it's probably for the best that I didn't end up uploading them, because there was only like 1 out of the 3 videos that I recorded that actually saved. But it was that one was the second half of the first video I was trying to record, and then the second time I tried to do it, and I just gave up, because I've been pretty frustrated lately, and it's work related, of course, and it's just a lot of things been piling up. I've been working way too much, and it's just new circumstances haven't been the best. And in all the other videos I will usually go into detail about it, but I'm not angry anymore. Right now I'm kind of lost. I feel like this is the type of emotion that I should be showing you guys. I mean, I know it's been like months since I uploaded a video, and this is usually the type of thing I put on Snapchat, but I feel like this space where I'm at right now is probably the best. I don't really like being vulnerable, especially just in general. I don't try to wear my emotions on my sleeve, mostly because I feel like a lot of people don't care. And that's the toughest part about when you're just so frustrated with everything. You feel like nobody really cares about you, and that, you know, all the stuff that you're going through is just something you kind of have to deal with by yourself, which is not really the case. For me, I'm just kind of weird. Like, I feel like there's this mysterious person that I have yet to meet that'll just comfort my soul the way that I really feel like I should be comforted. And I feel like that's still true, but it's not like I don't have people I can rely on. When I have all these problems, I usually keep them to myself and figure things out, because like I said, I don't really like being too vulnerable. I like people coming to me with their problems, because, you know, I feel like I can help, or at least I try to do the best that I can. But when it comes to my problems, I feel like a lot of times I'm really the only one that I can depend on, and I don't really like, you know, using up other people's times for my own problems, because I always try to belittle them in the first place. So I've just been very frustrated with a lot of things. The biggest thing I've been dealing with is the fact that I feel like my time and energy is just being wasted dealing with certain people and situations. Because I have a problem with letting things go. Is it 4 minutes? I guess so. I have a problem with letting things go. I still haven't watched that video, but in my relationship video, I was talking about my last relationship that I had and how bad it got. And it only got so far because I wouldn't take the hint that it was supposed to end. If I've learned anything in life, it's that if you keep going back to a situation that's already bad, it's just gonna keep getting worse, and it's gonna, for me, it always gets so bad to the point that I get out of character. Like I said, I've been pretty frustrated. I've been very angry. I've been cursing a lot more, physically angry. I mean, I haven't beat anybody. I did kick a trash can. it was like a lot of things piling up. Like I said, working too much, dealing with just crap. And like I said, it's not a good feeling because I've mostly been angry because of the fact that I'm basically jeopardizing my health for nothing. Because I was recently asked, why should I pay you more if you're tired and trying to cut your hours? And the problem with that is I should already be getting paid more anyway, because I've always, at both my jobs, I've been pretty selfless when it comes to making sure things get done and trying to help them out the best that I can. But that energy isn't always reciprocated. And the only reason I wanted, like, all I asked for was like 2 days off, because last week Sunday was the only day I had off, and previously Tuesday was the only day I had off. So I've worked from 2 weeks ago Tuesday up till last week Sunday. Like, I'm off again today, and I worked yesterday. It's Tuesday, as I'm hopefully can get this recorded and uploaded. But it's like I was tired. Like, I walk to work and I'm always on my feet, and when I'm slicing I'm usually in the same spot. So it's like a test of stamina, because my feet and my legs start getting worn out since I'm not really moving much for like at least 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what it is I'm slicing. So it frustrated me because it's a new manager, and the thing is, you haven't even been there that long, but you know how hard I work, and you know the situation that I'm going through, regardless of whether I put myself in it. You know, I'm walking because I don't really trust Uber anymore, and I'm not trying to spend that much money. You know, I'm in a position where I can walk to and from work, and I'm not really trying to learn how to drive yet. So that's, you know, it's my situation I put myself in, but it's still, I'm doing it for me. Like, if I was doing everything for the job, I would have been quit, like, both jobs way earlier than I did. And I mean, I still haven't quit from Firehouse yet, but it's definitely a possibility. I mean, I was thinking about it when I was in my most frustrated place, so I'm still not sure. So I'm kind of lost. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel when I walk into work tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I'm still not gonna like it, but I feel like I would be able to handle the situation a lot more calmly than I was when I was just working day in and day out, feeling like crap and being sick. But one of the problems I always feel like I had in life was being underappreciated. And that comes from myself too, because I never really thought of myself as being worth much when I was younger. Like, really up until I got my first job and saw how hard I worked and how well I was helping the people out at my job, I didn't really think much of my work ethic. Shoot, I was scared to get a job because I didn't think I was going to be that good at it. Shoot, even my dad didn't think I would be that good at a job. I mean, I'm not saying he doubted me, but it's just like he didn't have any evidence to go on. And I didn't have any evidence to go on because, shoot, even in school I gave up. And it wasn't so much because of my work ethic, it's just I don't really care too much for school, because it's like I always feel like after you learn, like, adding, subtracting, maybe multiplying and dividing, math is kind of like unnecessary. Reading, you know, it's nice to learn the alphabet, be able to write and stuff, but then it's just like all this other extra stuff, I don't really see the point of it. I mean, that's just me. I'm not really much for school. My senior year, I definitely gave up on school. It's just not for me. I'm not really interested in it. So I'm not going to college, because college to me is just like a unnecessary amount of debt. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody who happens to watch this video and for some reasons happen to think about college, because that's not the main focus of this video. But it's just like, for me, it's not it. I'm always worried about saving and procuring money. I say because I'm gonna buy some food for lunch and dinner tonight. But, you know, I'm more worried about saving money and not trying to get in any unnecessary debt. I still don't have any credit. But I'm still trying to focus on what I feel like is working best for me. So, I'm not really trying to get into situations where I feel like it would be a negative more so than a positive. And so far, it always seems like the two jobs I worked at, it started off pretty positive. I built myself up more confidence-wise and ability-wise, and then it gets bad. And, it took me like a year to leave Wendy's. And it just it got to the point that I just had to go. I knew I had to go. And I did. But with Firehouse, it's getting to that point. But it's I know with how I was, up to yesterday even, it just was definitely not a good place for me. And now I've cleared my system. My head is out clearer. And I just don't know how I should feel. And I've always had this feeling. It's I've been crowded with emotions, and I finally get time to just rest. And I don't know what to do. And I've been in this state of mind where I'm trying to focus more on doing what's best for me, and having the best type of attitude to help me deal with things the way I should. So I feel like I'm definitely changing attitude-wise into to the best form for me, but it wasn't good when I was filled with so much anger. And I guess that's why it just so happens that the 3 videos I tried to record just don't work out ahead of time. Well, I tried to record ahead of time before I got to this video, just don't work out, because it just wasn't meant for me to. It was meant for me to get all of that anger and frustration out, but it wasn't meant for me to upload it anywhere. It's kind of like one of those letters that you write to somebody and then you just seal off and never give it to them. It just helps you get your frustrations out. And I feel like I still probably will voice my frustrations, because I have at work. And I just feel like it's not good. Like I said earlier, the biggest problem I have is being underappreciated. And the problem with that is, instead of just cutting off all that negative energy that comes from it, I usually try to do what I feel is better to get that appreciation that I deserve. And that was when I was less confident in myself, because now I know my worth, a little bit of it. I still feel like I have more to gain in terms of worth, which I do. But I know my worth now, and what I've done and what I continue to do. And you trying to undermine my worth isn't going to make me do anything but show you what you're going to be missing when I stop fully utilizing my abilities. So, I know my worth. The only problem is that I'm not necessarily cutting things off. When I know there's a better opportunity out there for me somewhere, I just have to find it. It's just it's always something that holds me back. Right now, I don't feel like I've procured enough money yet to just be able to because if I quit this job, I just want to take some time off and, I don't know, do something, because I really feel like I need that. I'm 20 years old and I've been stressing over 2 jobs that won't even mean much in the end. It's just 2 starter jobs that turned for the worse. I just need time to figure things out and enjoy life a little bit more. I feel so worn out at times. I was definitely worn out last week. Last week was something else. But I've gotten over it for the most part. I'm still trying to figure things out. There's new feelings that I'm dealing with, and then also new lack of feelings that I'm kind of dealing with. When I'm so frustrated to a point, I just get so detached from the world, and I just isolate myself mentally, and it's not good. Well, I normally it's not good. For the past week, I think it's been the best thing I could do. Because like I said, I don't really like being vulnerable, and I don't like pushing my problems on other people. And I feel like either they don't care or they don't really need to. I don't really want to say need to see that side of myself, but I guess that's kind of it. Because, I mean, I don't try to put on an act for anybody. And like I said, I voice my frustrations. People know that I'm mad when I'm mad. You can tell by how I act and how I talk. But it's just like certain, like, getting deep into the frustration, I don't like showing people that side of myself. And the thoughts that I have aren't usually much better. So I usually keep it to myself until I get in a better state of mind. Which is what I should have been trying to do in the beginning, instead of recording these like hour-long videos just for them to not work out, because I don't need to, like I said, I don't need to put that out on the internet. It's okay to voice your frustrations, and it's okay to have frustrations. There's no problem that's bigger than, well, how I'm trying to phrase that. Basically, if you feel like it's a problem, it is a problem. I've seen things on like Tumblr and Twitter saying that no, you shouldn't be focused on other people having it worse because your problems are still valid. And that's definitely true, because you know, a lot of people could have it way worse than you, and that's something I kind of struggle with too, is like, you know, oh, you know, I have this problem, but such and such told me about their problem, so now this problem seems less, you know, less problematic. But that's not the case. People go through different things, and they struggle with different things, and how much it affects you how much this problem affects you could differ from person to person. It could be, you could have two people could have the same problem, or could it affect them differently because of who they are and what they've already experienced up until this point. So no problem that you have is invalid. Well, I mean, because I feel like there's definitely cases where people feel like some things are problems. Like how, I mean, I'm not trying to be racist, but it's just an example. Like how all of these white people are calling the police on black people for just living life. Like that is a situation where a problem isn't a problem. It's only something that you feel affects you, and it's not even affecting you. You just make it a problem on yourself. That's different. A problem that comes to you that's not caused by you, or it could be caused by you, is, I'm trying to figure out how to properly explain it, but it's like something, a black person living is not a problem to anybody but a white person, apparently. A racist white person. I'm not trying to, you know, call all of you guys out. It's just situations like that is never a problem. But like other things that you deal with throughout your daily life could be a problem, and you should feel okay to talk about it. And if like your friend group doesn't support you through your problems, then they're obviously not your friend group. It's not that I don't have friends that could support me. I just don't go to them. I don't reach out to them when I have problems. I like dealing with, well, I don't necessarily like, I'm just accustomed to dealing with problems myself. Plus, I need to start facing my problems more head on when it comes to problems with people. Because I usually try to avoid people and just let the problems go away. But that's not something I can do anymore, especially not in the work environment, considering chances are I'm going to be around the said person a lot. Especially for somebody like me, because it's hard for people to have problems with me, because when they get to know me, because of who I am. Like pretty much everybody at my job likes me except this new management. Well, he did like me until I guess I didn't kiss his butt enough, so now he doesn't really like me like that. But even he liked me at some point. So, you know, I know there's nothing wrong with me. But it's just the fact that I have to, like, if I have a problem with somebody, it's definitely because of them. I've had problems with people in the past that were mostly my own insecurities, and I've acknowledged that. I've understood that, and it stopped being a problem for me. Now I don't really have much insecurity, so I know that a problem that I have with somebody is definitely a problem. Especially if everybody else has the same kind of problem. I'm not saying that, it's always valid when more than one person has a problem with somebody, but it's definitely telling if all the people that's been around said person have similar problems. So, I'm learning to face things head on without fear. And that's definitely something I've been working on, along with just getting used to this new state of mind. I feel like I'm kind of growing up a little too fast. Because, I'm still a kid at heart. Like, I've been hanging out with some of my coworkers outside of work, and we had a water balloon fight. We've had a movie night. It's just, it brings out the inner kid in me, but I feel like I can only be that way around certain people. And then, like, other people, I have to put on this hard adult face and be serious because, people don't take me seriously enough sometimes, and it's aggravating, but at the same time, it can be an advantage. Because when I finally do show you who I am, and you're surprised, then it's good for me. I've thrown off the balance, and I've never been one for authority anyway. And I'm not trying to be rebellious. Well, that's a lie. But I'm not a rebel without a cause. So if I feel like there's a problem, I feel like I should be able to address it head on and face it instead of usually trying to avoid it and running away like I used to do. So this video was definitely the most focused out of the 3 that I tried to make, and it's still recording, so I'm gonna upload it. I think this is probably the best way I could have handled this situation recording wise. Now, I don't know when the next time I'll upload a video, but I'll see you then. I'm out. I'm gonna be out and then say make sure, but make sure you guys, if you have problems, talk to somebody, even if it has to be like a therapist or something, and make sure that you understand that no matter what, your problems are valid. Even if you're the only one that has a certain problem, it's still valid. Don't be afraid to express yourself and express the frustrations that you have. Just make sure you express them in the best way to continue living your best life, I guess is how I should word that. But now I'm out.